Greetings, and welcome to the Cascade Sports Car Club tutorial series. In this episode, we're going to cover outlap, turn stations, cones and flags, and the other necessary safety features for you to have a fun and safe day on track with us. So let's get started with our first session. You'll begin your session by lining up in the pre-grid area according to which run group you are in. There's a sandwich board at the head of each line, and on that sandwich board is your run group number. As you move to the head of this line, you're going to see these people dressed in white. They are the grid managers, or we sometimes call them grid goddesses. It's very important that you pay attention to what they're telling you. They are going to wave you onto track in a safe and controlled manner. If they tell you to stop and wait, then you should stop and wait, because it could be that there's other traffic on track that you can't see, but they can. The first thing you'll see upon entering the track are the blend line cones. There is also a red line painted on the track surface. We never cross that line or hit those cones. The next thing you're going to see is the turn 1 flag station. Because this is the outlap, the turn 1 station is showing a white flag. This is telling you that there are slow-moving vehicles on the track, including yours. It could also mean that there are emergency vehicles, but in this instance, it's because this is the outlap and cars are entering the track and just up. On the outlap, there is never any passing under the white flags. The purpose of the outlap is for you to get your car warmed up, your tires warmed up, and get yourself settled in and have a good look at the track for anything you need to remember as your session progresses. The next thing you will see approaching all the corners are cones. In this situation, on the left is a turn-in cone, on the right is an apex cone. The cones in the distance are simply blocking off the straight through on the chicane at PIR. There are track days where we do not run the chicane, but in this one we are. So those cones are just to tell you we are running the chicane and for you to follow it. And here's the turn 2 apex cone. There is not a turn-in cone for turn 2, as the turn comes up too quickly and the cone would have to be on the track surface in order for you to be able to see it. The next cone you're going to see is a track out cone. It's on the far side of turns, and it's just a visual reminder of where to place your car as you complete a turn. The next cones you're going to see are at turn 3. There's the apex cone on the right, but now there's also a series of cones showing that there's a passing zone. This passing zone is for advanced group drivers only, and there's the end of that very short passing zone. Now there's the turn 4 flag station, still showing white because we're still on our outlap. The next cone you're going to see is the turn 4 turn-in cone. Now this is a series of turns 4 and 4A where you'd expect to see an apex there, but no, it's further along. And that's because even though it appears to be two separate turns, you will treat this as one sweeping turn. Now we approach the small braking section. There's the turn 4A track out cone, and very quickly is the turn 5 turn-in cone. As we round turn 5, we first see the apex cone, and then in the distance on the opposite side of the track is the turn 5 track out cone. As you head into turn 6, you're going to see something that's unique to Cascade. We block off half of the track going into turn 6, and that is to encourage entering the corner from at most mid-track. This is an off-camber turn, and if you enter too far to the right, you'll be way down on the camber and it's much more difficult to navigate the corner. And here's the turn 6 apex cone. You will be tracking out to the opposite side of the racetrack. As we round turn 6 and head for turn 7, you're going to see a series of 3, 2, and then 1 cones. This is a braking zone, preparing you for turn 7. You will also see the turn 7 flagging station on the opposite side of the track. The turn 7 flag station may or may not be manned on any given day, so just pay attention to if there's a person in it and if they're showing you any flags. After the short braking section, there's the turn 7 turn-in cone and the turn 7 flag station, which on this day is not manned. As we round turn 7, the apex cone will be on the right, but there's also this row of vertical markers. We frequently call these noodles. Don't mistake them for cones. They are placed there as a visual reference approaching turn 7 to show you where the edge of the track is, and there's the turn 7 track out cone. As we complete turn 7, the next thing to look for is the turn 8 flag station. This is a very important flag station as it has the best view of the back straight. And here's the turn 8 apex cone. As we head onto the back straight, there are three things to take note of. The first is the turn 9 apex cone, which is the first of the three sections of the back straight called turn 9. The second thing to pay very close attention to are the scrape marks on the track, which were caused by very low-slung race cars because there's a dip in the track right there. In wet conditions, this can be very treacherous as the car off-weights as you come off of that dip, so be very careful in the rain there. The third thing is the beginning of the passing zone on the back straight. Passing zones are marked with a vertical cone and a cone laying on its side on both sides of the track. Pay attention to your run group and what is allowed with your group. For example, the novice group is not allowed to pass on the back straight in their first and sometimes second sessions. Approximately halfway down the back straight, there is turn station 9. Again, this is not always a manned station, so pay attention. It is currently still showing the white flag because this is still our outlap. Because we are still on our outlap and under white, we are not passing yet in this part or any part of the track. As we reach the end of the back straight, you will see another set of passing zone cones. These are telling you that this is the end of the passing zone on the back straight. Another thing you may notice on both the back and front straights are brake markers. These are measurements in feet of the distance to the apex of the next turn. They are for reference purposes only. As we enter turn 10, you will see the turn-in cone on the right and another row of noodles. Once again, don't mistake those noodles for cones. As we round turn 10, you will see the turn 10 apex cone, and you will also see the turn 10 flag station, which is still showing the white flag because this is still our outlap. And here's our turn 11 apex cone. Just like turn 10, these are both late apex corners. As we approach turn 12, we usually use this portion of the track as a short braking zone and downshift point in preparation for turn 12 and the exit of 12 onto the front straight. As we round turn 12 and head for the apex, you guessed it, there's an apex cone on the right. In the far distance, there's the turn 12 track out cone, which from this view is pretty much aligned with it. One thing that's worth noting is that the turn 12 turn station is different from the others that you've seen. For one thing, it doesn't use fabric flags. It has a video board. The video board uses the same colors, the same patterns as the flags. They're just in a digital format. Bear in mind that if those are flashing, that is what denotes a waving flag. The other thing worth noting is that the turn station itself is slightly to the left of the flag video board. It is that white structure, and that is where the turn 12 person is positioned. So that's going to be another little difference. Bear in mind that turn 12, also referred to as the point, is the primary turn station on the racetrack. So this is one that you must watch very carefully. It's where you will see the checkered flag. It's where you will see all of the other most important flags on your track day with us. With the green flag showing, that means our session has gone hot and we can pick up the pace and begin passing where appropriate. So this last set of cones is marking the front straight passing zone. There's another matching pair of cones on the right side of the track. So once you reach them, with the point, you can begin your passing. We will cover all of this in the next episode of the video series. Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at our next track day at Portland International Raceway.